knock at the door, 5 guys come in, I get knocked out, one of them has a gun, I am waking up in my own blood, hogtied, they're ransacking the place looking for something, they can't find what they're looking for, they rob me, leave me hogtied,
and then realize they got the wrong guy.
The Dad Collective Podcast.
Hey, I'm Daniel,
I'm Paul,
and this is
the Dad Collective Podcast.
As we kick things off, if you're listening to us, streaming us on any podcast channel,
Here we are.
make sure you give us a great rating. We're trying to get our ratings up.
We're going to 100. Once we hit 100 ratings across the board, not YouTube, because we're doing okay on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
100 ratings, we're going to do a giveaway.
Yeah. When I say rate, I feel like, you remember like the website Rate My Face or Rate My Girl? What was it?
Isn't that how Facebook started?
It was,
The
but I think there was
Facebook?
the Facebook. Yeah. No.
We should have started the Facebook.
Okay. Let's
Go back in time and start Facebook.
Let's
Screw
do
that
it.
Zuckerberg.
Well, welcome guys to another fantastic podcast. I'm excited. I'm ready. About to introduce our first guest tonight and our only guest.
Our only guess.
Our only guest. You might remember him from a previous podcast. He's is an entrepreneur. He's a go-getter.
He's a dad.
Most importantly, he's a dad.
He is one of those guys.
And he's been our friend since grade 3.
Yeah, grade 3. That sounds a bit kind of correct.
It's exactly correct because we literally say it daily when we're talking to like clients. It's like, friend since grade 3. I taught him English. It's been great.
That's not factual. I taught him English, so stop trying to be me. No,
it's a
it's
story.
fine. It's a story that's false.
That's okay. Our whole lives are false.
There it
Our daily lives are a lie.
I'm just gonna cry.
But we brought him on. We brought him back really because the fans demanded it.
They did.
And more importantly, he has some interesting perspectives of the pregnancy process and becoming a dad and what it's like to be a dad and all that good stuff. So it's my pleasure to introduce to the Dad Collective Podcast. Give it up, Paul, for Daniel Schreiber.
Oh, round of applause. Oh, yeah. The studio audience is going crazy.
Thank you. Very
Welcome,
nice.
buddy.
Welcome,
How's
man.
I'm
it
glad
going?
you dressed up for the occasion.
I did not dress up for this occasion. I didn't know it was an occasion.
It's always
an occasion.
Yeah.
Always an occasion.
Yeah.
How do you
So-
say it? Occasion?
Occasion.
Always an occasion.
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 All right. How's your week? How's your week been, Daniel? It's been
Week
good.
has been good. It's only Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's garbage day.
In Toronto, for us,
For
it's
me.
on Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
and
got-
when I have to
mine's
take
fr-
the garbage out in the snow,
Mine's Friday.
task I don't like as a dad.
Yeah, that's not a good dad task.
It's a trade-off though, because I fold no laundry.
So you do garbage, Chrissy does laundry?
Yeah.
That's,
we have
that's
some
way more in your
compartmentalization.
favor.
It's not just that. That's just like a
Part
small,
of the
of the
subset.
big.
Do you guys have like a wheel? Like a chore wheel?
He's married to Chrissy. He's got more than a wheel. He's
got
got
spreadsheets.
interactive
That's
screens
Right. It's like a
that
3D
tell you what's happening.
sphere. It's like a gyroscope of chores.
It's like, have you ever seen Minority Report when he's looking at all the crimes and
That's
stuff
it.
and zooming in? That's what
That's
she's
it.
essentially doing. So it's
No,
pretty
basic
exciting.
stuff like the meal planning on the side of the
Yeah.
cabinet. We got that.
And you find that as a dad to be helpful
Um,
in your particular life, or do you find it like, annoying or overwhelming?
so it serves somebody else's purpose, and that's I do it because I love her. So because
Got it.
I do the cooking,
Yes.
and I'm responsible therefore for the food. So I buy the food.
Yeah.
So I know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
But she would just also like to know what I'm gonna do.
But
So-
the organization in general, that like not just cooking and the food, but just that makes your life easier.
I think so. Yeah. I like order. Yeah. If
That's something
the question, I like
that you
order.
need in your
Yeah.
life. You need that structure to keep on going.
Out of all our friends, definitely Schreiber is
I do.
his household is the most in order, organized,
You have to think about that one.
turnkey. Well, I was trying to look for the word.
Turnkey.
Nice.
Those are
like
some real estate terms.
It's a turnkey household. Like you go in, everything's flowing and moving in the right direction. Even the kids, it's like they're here. It's like you have 8 minutes to play with this toy, and then you have to move on.
I'll take
Just to
it.
There,
It's just different PlayStations.
I'm jealous. I would love a little more order in my home life.
And so I guess between you and Jamie, there's just no order in the house.
There is. I do everything.
Everything.
And she'll do occasional things. Well, no, it's like I'm out a lot in the evening for random things, whether it's podcasts or I'm DJing or I'm packing. So I have all these like moments where it's like all on her. So I feel personally that anytime I'm home, I have to overperform. I have to like get up first and make the lunches and get the kids dressed because I feel that I don't give, I'm not as consistent in my home schedule.
Okay.
So it's more of like a,
At least you know the areas that need
Internal
improvement,
things.
right?
with her.
With just
Carson does
I tell her
not have
daily.
any areas of
I
improvement.
have
Don't
not.
listen to him. You're
not
perfect,
me.
babe.
It's her. Yeah, I give her. When I wake her up in the morning, I'm like, here's your areas for improving today.
You just got to do the subliminal, like the Zach
Oh my God.
Morris.
I
subliminal
have a
message.
complaint to lodge. I was just wondering who I speak to about this particular
Try
issue.
to do some more laundry today.
So we brought Schreiber here for a reason.
Yeah. Besides the
the
fact that
reason?
he's been begging us.
Yeah, he's just every day. Please let me
I
back
have
on the
fun.
podcast.
This is fun.
It is
You
fun.
get free waters.
Yeah, I know it's great.
No,
Amazing.
Paul takes that off. He sends you an invoice
Yeah,
later.
you're gonna get an invoice here.
And 2 episodes I've been on now.
So you have 3 children,
3 of them.
and you have quite the pregnancy stories.
I
for
do.
all
It's
of them.
it's a great story.
So do you want to just kind of explain how each child came to be?
Actually, before you do that, 'cause
Yeah.
Sure.
I want to set him up for that. Is that, I don't know, maybe this was the same for you before you even had kids. I'm sure it was. But like, even as a dad, I guess unless you go through it, you learn about it. But maybe moms know, or moms to be know, like what the options are for getting pregnant before they even get pregnant for the first time. But like, even to this day, I had to research before this podcast of like all the different ways to get pregnant, because I don't know if it's just like a dad thing or just a
If you were
guy
watching,
thing. But
if you were watching porn before the episode, you can just let us know.
that's not the research I was doing. I'm
I-
like,
a man loves a
that's
woman.
how you make a baby. No, but like I literally I'm going to ask questions because you're going to tell me your journey, but I literally made a list because I don't even know all the ways. And again, this is a dad
So
podcast.
Schreiber,
Hold on,
Carson.
Maybe they have brand new ways I haven't even heard of before.
Well, Google hopefully didn't direct me the wrong way. But what I'm saying is that as a dad podcast, this could be a common theme, is that going into getting pregnant or going into trying to have a baby, you don't even know what your options are. So we'll hear about the options that you went through, because mine were pretty straightforward, and also what other options are out there.
Yeah, and it's not as easy as
It's like
high
even
school
harder to
children in Tennessee make it seem to be.
What does that mean?
It's just everyone gets pregnant in high school when they live in Tennessee.
Thank God we have no Tennessee audience. They'd be
Yeah,
offended by that.
we do.
Yeah, this is. I'm offended by that.
That's
We're
fine.
both offended.
That's
Yeah.
fine. We're canceled. I'll take it for the team.
So you tell me about your way, Schreiber. Started off. I want to go. Let's go in order of kids. Oldest to youngest.
Talk about
Jumping
the
right
kids.
into it.
Think about the children.
My oldest is Harlow.
Yes.
She's 5. She's perfect, and that's all we like. She's just perfect.
Was
Are we
she-
opening the
best.
podcast up to discuss how perfect she is? Because
No, there's
I got
not-
some grievances.
Do you have a grievance?
Hey, Harlow, do better today.
No, she can't do any better. She's amazing.
'Kay.
So Harlow's 5.
Yeah.
And then Max is 3.
Yeah.
And Evan is just turned 1.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Evan.
Happy birthday, Evan, man. He's a big boy. You know what he was gifted for his birthday?
What?
Hand, foot, and mouth
Oh,
while
yeah.
on vacation. Fantastico.
Paul thinks that his kid will be immune to all those diseases.
All of those diseases.
So, did any of your
I
other
hope
kids
so.
have hand, foot, and mouth?
Why
no,
not?
you hope so, but you also like they say.
I'm just talking. He's obviously going to get it.
Okay, yeah, of course. They say that the more sickness, they're debating right now about daycare, right? We were talking about that,
yeah.
and we were saying that, like me and Jamie, and we were saying it's great because they get all their crazy ailments out within the first couple of years,
We got ours out.
and they
when we
build
were
their
kids.
immunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember they used to have like chicken pox parties,
Chicken pot parties.
chicken pot pie parties.
Chicken pot parties.
Okay, so how was
Okay.
Harlow?
Conceived.
Tell me the journey of Harlow's birth.
Okay, so we, because me and Chris have been together for a long time,
Yeah.
and so we were having fun traveling, and it kind of just was very like time worked out with like friends like Jeremy and even you guys. People started having babies, and they're okay. Let's have the baby, and we.
gotta have a
This is my
baby.
perspective, I guess. Like I think like ultimately, like obviously, we felt a lot of pressure. We weren't getting pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
How long were you trying before you realized that you weren't getting pregnant? Because like some people think it's going to happen the first time she's ovulating.
Speaking, not
Yeah.
very long. So I know this is going to be a wrong answer. If Chrissy's watching, she's going to laugh. But I would say like call it a year.
Yeah.
Call it a year of just trying naturally.
And
So
what a year it was.
What a year it was.
So when that
we
wasn't
met one time a month. It was no. I'm joking.
when that wasn't like were you guys were getting frustrated? How were you feeling in the moment there?
I float. I don't no feeling. It's I have to say and I hate to say it out loud. It's much more female driven. I
Okay.
think the that particular because they're feeling it more than you with the biological
But
clock. Like
you weren't-
Robert De Niro just.
But you weren't sure at that point that it wasn't your fault.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
No,
that's what
but
I'm
that's what
getting
I'm saying.
at.
I was flowing with that. I wasn't sure it wasn't my fault. Actually, maybe at a particular point in time, now that I think about it, like we had my sperm tested, and he said it was
It looks like tahini.
like something like your sperm doesn't look the best, and I was like, okay. And
Oh,
you
so
were-
you
and
thought
you
it
were
might
cool
have been you.
yeah, and he's like, eat more like apples and danishes or whatever the hell he said. I don't know. Like, it was like one of those. Like,
Apples and Danishes, guys.
Yeah.
You can't get pregnant. Apples and Danishes, or the 2-in-1 apple Danish.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's good time.
yeah, so according to the one doctor, not the best sperm, not the best looking sperm specifically. I
Yeah,
remember
I've
the
heard
word
that
looking because
before.
I was
Like
like,
the
not the best
tails
looking
are-
sperm, like
The
is it
tails,
like
the tails can be bent or
like ugly
yeah.
sperm,
Yeah.
like
Well,
it's
it's not for the
gross.
place.
Boom. It's like an ugly-
fibrous sperm.
Yeah, I can just imagine.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
you weren't upset about that. Like there was no like, oh fuck, maybe I can't do this.
No, I'm an optimist and just knew it was gonna happen.
Okay,
Yeah, like it was just
you put it out there like the
Yeah.
secret, and it's
Yeah.
just gonna happen.
yeah.
Yeah. Set it for the world.
Don't have those feelings.
So-
Self manifested, right?
So a year in, not happening. First line of defense. Where do you
Yes.
go?
So
Yeah, what was the next
lucky
step?
enough at the time we were living in Yorkville, and basically 500 meters away was one of the best fertility clinics in Toronto, Hannam.
Yeah, that's where we went.
That's where you went.
Yep.
So we went there, and I think we decided we couldn't afford to do it privately or whatever, so we needed to get on the list to do IVF retrievals.
Okay,
Is that a common issue about like paying for it and
Well, I
lists
mean,
to be covered by the
You
government?
can
Is that
go
still
to
happening?
You can
Like-
go to places to get it privately done.
Yeah.
Right. But if you want it done through OHIP, then there's a wait.
Yeah, because it's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
It's very
How
expensive.
much is it in Canada? Like how much are
So,
you talking?
I-
When you did it, this is 5 years ago.
So I think for our package, quote unquote,
For my package,
yeah, for our package, I think that we ended up like having to outlay several $1,000s on our end.
I think
and
it's
they
like-
probably covered like 20 or 30.
Yeah, I think it's around like $15,000 to $20,000.
I don't actually know because
Yeah.
I didn't pay, so I didn't care. Chrissy
what-
has
but
all
hold
these
on,
answers.
but what's
you should
the-
have Chrissy on here.
No girls
she
allowed.
would not stand for all the technical errors that we started with. But hold on a second. What are you paying for at this point? What procedure? Because I know that when
So it's a
Jamie,
process, right? Yeah.
no, but you're again. I don't know how far in the process you're, but when Jamie, I think it might have been not Joey for Sunny, because Joey was really quick. For Sunny, she had to get we were seeing like a fertility clinic.
Yeah.
It was all covered. We weren't paying anything. It was just we just signed up for the
And
fertility clinic.
Same with us. We were actually in the fertility. We were pregnant while we were at the fertility clinic. I think we spoke about this on the first or second episode.
Yeah.
So we were at Haman doing all the tests, and I just did my business in a cup, and then they told us that we were good to go. But yeah, it's for the IVF.
But I didn't
Hold
even
on,
do. I
hold
didn't
on.
even do. I didn't even do
Are
the
you
business.
calling it Hanam?
Haman.
I always call it Hannam.
Hannam? It's a
I don't know.
potato.
It is a potato. I'm very
yeah.
interested in the potato.
Well, if you're from Hannam or Hanam, let us know how you
Yeah.
pronounce your
Sponsor
fucking
the
clinic.
podcast. Why not?
Sponsor the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're paying, but you're not paying right away because the first parts of these processes, like what is it, letrozole? Is that what we got?
I don't know. I never did.
I don't know. Again, being dads, we're not super in on the conversation, but I think it's
But I
this
think this
letrozole
is.
shots.
I think it's cool to talk about the dad side of these things.
Yeah, but
and-
I'm always wondering how far the process goes. Like, are you writing a check on day one?
I honestly, I don't know. I literally just go along for the supportive ride and
You're
do
like a
whatever
puppy.
I'm told to do by the professionals in my management.
Okay. And this whole time you're just enjoying it, going flow.
I'm just enjoying go with the flow. So this is the thing. It unfortunately it's very heavily weighed on the female.
So how
doing
is
her
Chrissy?
part.
How was she feeling at the time?
So it's a lot of pressure because when you start going through the process, you have to get hormone shots.
Yeah, those
and
are the
I
shots.
give
what I
those
was saying.
and the partner, like I administer those shots, and the needle is
well, a
like
nice partner does that.
2
She
or
just went
3
daily.
inches long.
Yeah, we didn't have to do that. She went to the clinic.
Right. So like it's a different process because
It's
then
private.
they retrieved her egg
Got
Okay.
it.
or retrieved her eggs.
Multiple,
Okay.
like a dozen.
And which is a very invasive procedure in itself. So the hormones every day and like watching the clock to make sure you get it at the right time. And you know, it's a lot
We
of
got a good
management.
harvest today.
For me, all I had to do was go in a little room and come in a cup.
Okay.
That was
you-
the extent of what I needed to do. In the
But yeah, that's what you have to do as an individual. But again, while Chrissy is going through this.
You have to be emotionally there.
Yeah,
for
like
her.
how are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
supporting her thing? Because obviously, it's not directly
Well, it's not
affecting
even
you.
a matter
But
of like supporting her. We're literally in it together. Like
Yeah.
I played doctor. I had to be sterile.
are you like,
and-
don't worry, you're being positive, optimistic?
No,
No.
no, because we were like the optimism was implicit. Like I just self-manifest. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna happen. Like this is gonna happen for us because it's gonna happen.
It
So
didn't
how
like
long?
it. Like yeah.
So there's a lot of great things like in stories came. So like we have a little theory, Chrissy and I, first of all, that the reason why we were able to get our retrieval process and everything done so quickly is because of the home invasion.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Because and if I remember correctly, like right before the home invasion happened,
Okay. So
They
maybe
did-
let's back up and actually
Yeah,
kind of explain.
give a little, not in detail,
Not in detail.
a little just synopsis of what your home invasion
So
was.
the night before we were enjoying a lovely fight at my
was
house.
lovely,
It
wasn't
was
it, Paul?
McGregor versus
Mayweather.
Mayweather I was vlogging at the time on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone was at my place
Beers,
watching it.
snacks,
All
gummies,
all that good stuff.
wings.
And the next day,
What happened?
The next day, the day. No, it's actually, you know what? Great little day because of, anyways. What happened? 10 o'clock in the morning, Chrissy's not home, no kids yet. Knock at the door, 5 guys come in. I get knocked out. One of them has a gun. I am waking up in my own blood, hogtied. They're ransacking the place looking for something. They can't find what they're looking for. They rob me, leave me hogtied, and
and then realized they got the wrong guy.
they got the wrong guy. So the long story short is I had a neighbor, we believe, who was the target rather than me, and they got the
Yeah.
wrong house, case of mistaken identity,
Boom.
which is actually better than thinking that it's a
then
random
so-
act of violence.
or that someone's going after you because you cross
Oh
somebody.
yeah, no,
wrong.
I don't cross.
You
those
cross.
kinds of
You
people.
cross.
I cross. No, not those kinds of people.
All of a sudden.
Those people.
Yeah,
Okay, so then how did that
Tie in.
speed up the process?
because they felt so she had done the retrieval, and then the wait is for the procedure,
Got it.
right? And we believe that they felt so bad that they're like, yeah, we're gonna like get you
Give
to the
them a
top of the
moment of
list, and we kind of
happiness.
skip. We believe like a year and a half.
Because they felt bad for you?
Yeah, that's what we believe.
That was like us when we
Yeah.
were sick while having the baby and they give us our own room.
We think
Everything
that.
happens for a reason.
Pity
Yeah, it's a pity party.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the first time she got an embryo. What do you say? Embryo implant?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Embryonic implant. I think.
Embryonic
There it is.
implant.
Look
Yeah,
at us being
there you go.
doctors.
Listen, thank
Doogie
you,
Howser, MD.
Doctor,
MD.
Mr.
so the
Thompson,
the first
grade
one
12
didn't work.
biology.
He was amazing.
He's the
I have
best.
a great story about him.
Okay.
For another
Okay.
podcast.
No, real quick.
Kick
Mr.
off.
Thompson story.
Put your water down. The
Sorry.
capping and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff
Just-
is.
Yeah.
So just
hold on, I want you to
Hold
hear
on,
this.
Mr. Thompson story.
No.
So he was biology teacher, loved me.
Yeah.
So 2 quick ones. One time in the test, he wrote like something ribosomes, like in the thing that is a
Yeah.
reference to me, which I loved. So I missed an exam because I was sick.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "That's okay. You can write it, when you come back." And then he just put me in a room with the textbook, and I copied literally all
did
of
the
it. I
same
got
thing for
100%
me.
on the
Yeah,
exam.
it's
He was
great.
amazing.
Okay, so now you got they did the implant.
So they did the first one.
Wait, can I just
Didn't
jump
work.
in here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys, when you were trying, did you have any miscarriages to start? Was
No.
it just you just couldn't get pregnant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wouldn't take.
It just wouldn't take.
It just didn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So the first one didn't work,
yeah.
and we said, "Shit."
And what is the first one? What's that process called? Because just
vitro.
to jump, so this is IVF you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. This is IVF.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask about other ones after if you
Okay.
know them in your process. But go
Yeah.
on.
There's going to be a quiz.
There's gonna be a quiz.
No,
at the
I
end of
want you to be my Mr. Thompson and teach me because there's maybe you know these other things
this.
that I
He
don't
did have
know.
a huge mustache, Mr. Thompson.
So you're in
track.
line. Let's put a picture up of Mr.
halfway
Thompson,
there, yeah, please.
so everyone can see him. Okay, so it didn't work first time.
Didn't work, and me and Chrissy were feeling bad for ourselves. Like, you get down on yourself. You're like, you got to get back in, and it's gonna happen. We
Yeah.
still have frozen embryos left over, 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we knew that the first one was a AAA embryo, the second was is going to be a AAA embryo, and the third one is a neutral embryo, not good, not bad.
Okay.
And so it didn't work. Feeling bad for ourselves, book a vacation. There's 3 days to New York.
I was just going to ask if you did something.
Oh yeah,
to-
but the thing is, we went to New York, middle of February, heat wave, no coats,
Beautiful.
So it's
Best
great.
3 days of our lives. Hit restaurants, bars. We stayed at Indigo, and they have that
Yeah.
crazy rooftop.
When you're doing this, do you guys have to be on like a scheduled banging session thing, or
No, there's no banging,
banging.
involved.
They're in-
so you don't have to do anything?
That's what I'm saying. You
But
don't have to do. I have to go one time. She
But are
gives me,
you still like having sex and that kind of stuff, or
No.
will that mess it up?
no.
won't mess it up, but you're probably not
you know what,
motivated.
yeah, it's like it's
probably,
it's-
like,
it's,
down
the
and out.
process is like the process.
Okay.
I actually don't remember if we had sex or not, but
Okay.
yeah, it's not part of the process.
Pull up the tape.
Yeah. So
New York.
You're in New York.
New York was amazing.
That's good.
Okay, came back, did it again. Harlow.
How long?
Just
Hold on.
surprise,
How
Harlow.
long? How long is the IVF process, like, or call it surgery, like just the actual
So
medical
it's like
thing? Are you in the room? Like, is it something major, or is it?
Yeah, it is major. So
Yeah.
I'm not in the room. No, but I think I was away on business
On
when
business.
it happened. No, because I'm not. No, I know I was away. Christina Walters was in the room with her
Okay.
when it happened.
And
I
then
was.
from procedure to finding out you're pregnant, what's that kind of timeline?
That is a short timeline because, so funny enough, I didn't realize this. When you do this, that at the time of implantation,
Yeah.
you are like something like 30 days, call it, I'm wrong, give or take, in the process of pregnancy already.
Oh, so you're feeling all those symptoms?
No, like literally like where the embryo is and it being implanted in you and then moving forward.
Yeah, so
That
it's
would
not
be
like a full 9 months. This embryo's already grown a
Yeah,
bit.
so this embryo is not 9 months. This is like they implant you and it's call it like 8.5 months or whatever.
yeah,
whatever it
you're
is.
3 weeks into
Yeah,
this
you're 3,
pregnancy.
whatever it is. Yeah. So to answer your question, I don't remember, but it was like relatively short. Like within 30 days, you find out if you're pregnant or not. I
Wow.
think.
Okay.
Something like
I think
that.
it's even faster. I think so. When they because I think they'll know right away if it works or it doesn't work.
If it takes, there needs to be there needs to
Maybe
be
it's
like
way sooner. Maybe it's way sooner. I
Maybe.
don't remember.
it was
Well,
like
I know,
it was like
yeah,
2
like,
days, and it's just like
it could be, I don't remember.
But so how are
I
you
feel terrible.
feeling? How because the first one failed. So how are you feeling from that implantation?
I'm feeling
date?
great.
You're not but seriously though, you're not stressed out because I would be worried. I would be a little stressed.
No,
It's not an easy thing to watch your partner
I
go
don't
through
remember being stressed about it to a point of discussion.
You were probably just thinking of it from like a very just logical point. It's like, we'll do this. This doesn't work.
Yeah,
we'll
I
do
feel
this,
like-
we'll do
yeah,
this,
you're
we'll do
not
this.
There's a plan, and you're also busy with life.
that. Okay, so
you're
then
going
let's
with the plan.
rephrase that. How is Chrissy feeling?
Well, that's the thing is like, they go through their actual physiological emotions from the added hormones that they're taking and the stress of going through a major procedure and being tested all the time. You're going in every day or every other day, whatever it is. Like, it's a lot for
Yeah,
them.
the-
So
the
you're really
whole
there to support
process
them.
is
Like, there's no
overwhelming.
like, there's nothing that you could.
Is there a feeling of like inadequacy?
As a woman,
As a
you have to
woman?
ask her that.
No, but also as like just as a
I,
he
I
didn't
honestly
feel anything.
don't think so because
Shriver's
as harsh
dead
as,
on the
Yeah.
inside. Clearly, he was like, I found nothing.
but to your point though, there's many other ways to get pregnant.
Yeah.
Past what we did. So like
This wasn't the be all end all.
Yeah, it's not the be all end all at this point. It's there's a ton of people who do it. It's regular operating procedure and
it's definitely more common.
Yeah.
Like when we were deciding to get pregnant and we thought we couldn't just because of Jess has PCOS or there's some other factors.
Chrissy
It's-
has PTSD.
There's for being with
being
you
married
for
to
sure.
me.
But
I can imagine.
I find like people going to fertility clinics is way more common now than not.
I think
And
it's almost like everybody that I
it's
know,
like-
even people who aren't struggling with getting pregnant, they're going when they decide to
Yeah.
say that we're going to have a baby without even trying yet. Like I know people
As
now.
like a doctor, check me out.
Yeah, it's
or a
like check me
specialist.
out,
Yeah,
or
sure.
let's go.
Yeah,
we're
I can see that.
gonna think that we're gonna have a kid or a baby.
well, because it
And
kind of like
But see,
eases
that's
your
what.
mind.
Like I know nothing, but like
People are also stupider
There's a
these
lot of
days,
different
so
types
it's
of
like-
people. A lot of people, like like our good friend Jeremy. Their pregnancies were all like they easily got into it and
Yeah.
easily got out of it, and 3
Yeah.
beautiful, healthy children, and
So you never know.
and basically the exact same period of time that we had our kids with all these processes in order to get them.
yeah.
Got it. Okay, so then that's so let me ask this before we move on to the Maximus.
Max,
Because I want
he's the
so
best.
once she's pregnant, the rest of the pregnancy is the same, or is
Is
there
it-
any?
yeah.
Sorry.
There's-
Is there any other? Even once it takes, are there any other more risks or heightened risks
Or things you have to do.
Yeah,
There's
because
there's
this
a longer
happened
and closer together monitoring
from the doctor,
from
Yes.
the doctors,
the gynecologist, or
so you get a lot more visits, a lot more often
got it.
than somebody with a regular pregnancy.
But it was smooth sailing for you guys when it comes to Harlow after
no,
that.
it wasn't actually. So with no, sorry,
you're trying to
it wasn't. It
remember.
wasn't. Yeah, no, it was with Evan, who was also IVF.
That's the kid 3 you're
That's
jumping
kid
ahead.
3. But with him, it wasn't smooth sailing. He was.
So you'll
causing
get there.
problems.
You'll
We'll
get there when you hear that. Okay, so Harlow was mostly smooth sailing, but maybe a couple of hiccups on the road or a little
Maybe don't
nervousness.
remember anything to talk about.
Yeah, it's okay. So Max,
Fucking came in
Normal?
hot. Yeah.
what
Natural?
happened?
Yeah, Harlow was born, and a couple months later, Chrissy's like, "I'm pregnant," and I'm like, "Woo!"
You guys weren't trying
Trying?
No, just having
Just having a
sex
good time?
regularly and
and not
you know,
and not pulling
not
out.
pulling out.
Regular sex?
Yeah, like
Wow.
doing the
Yeah, of
pregnancy.
course.
Idiot.
Wow.
Of course.
Well, like it's some people, no, because like so we were talking.
Yeah, a couple can slip by the goalie. We
Yeah,
all know
okay.
that.
You're the one when we were talking before that you're buying condoms. So like that's not a dumb question. You're a condom buyer.
I am a condom buyer.
So then that's not
No,
a
but you
dumb.
said pulling out.
you said pulling out.
well, I'm
you can't
saying
pull out.
you-
Pull out works 100% of the time.
Yeah.
no. So
Sorry, I
Did
shouldn't
you-
have
did you
called you an
guys-
idiot. I love
did
you.
Yeah,
you-
we're sorry.
did you guys ahead of time discuss how many kids you want to have? Like you knew you wanted to have more kids.
I think he said
Yeah,
that.
there's definitely a family plan. Like
Yeah.
at some point, we level set on
Did
wanting
you
to have 3 kids.
Did you always want to have kids?
Yeah.
Is that always something
loved
you
kids.
thought?
From the time I was a kid, I love kids.
And Paul was the opposite.
I was the complete opposite. Yeah, I never thought.
What turned for you? What was it? Just pressure, to be honest, or
No,
because
not
you
at
were
all.
not married, not having a kid, and then within a year it turned.
It wasn't a year. I guess when
Yeah,
it was when I met Jess, that kind of solidified it. I think when I got Brooklyn, it kind of made me care about something other than myself.
But you always cared about dogs. Like you love dogs.
No,
You love
I
dogs.
love, yeah, but I never had my own dog. So like it's a very, very different thing. But then when I met Jess, I'm like, I wanna have a family with her. And
I want to reproduce you.
yeah, exactly.
I-
well, Asher has her eyes. Like here,
Asher's gorgeous,
Thank
bro.
you. Thank
He's
you very
so
much.
cute. I'm so
Yeah.
happy to have met him today.
Thank
Like
you.
I've been looking forward to this so much. It's funny, actually. I've been I don't know, traveling airplanes. I've been looking through my photos a lot on my
Yeah.
phone, and in the past like month, I have all of these like photos of like me and my family, and I guess I just saved the pictures of you in the hospital with Asher.
kinda
So
weird.
this like set of like pictures of like my family, and then Paul giving birth, and my family.
yeah. So when I gave birth, it was weird, and
it was like
just it came
Arnold
out.
Schwarzenegger.
yeah,
It was easy.
Junior, great freaking movie. Danny DeVito.
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay, so you had a surprise baby.
No, that was twins.
Yeah, so
Twins.
Max came in hot.
No, Junior's when
Junior's not got pregnant, but twins is with Danny DeVito. Was Danny DeVito and Junior's
I
too?
think he made a cameo.
I don't think so.
Anyways, Keanu Reeves was in it too.
Okay,
So
so
can I ask? It's kind of like a related.
raise your
question,
hand,
completely
please.
Unrelated question.
Mr. Thompson's class.
So on social medias,
Yes.
I've been seeing this thing where Sinbad never was in a genie movie.
He was
Yes.
not.
He was not. He was not in a genie movie.
No, he was not.
Shaq-
he was.
Shaq
It was
was.
Shaq, and it was the movie that everyone thinks it was Shazam, and they thought he was in Kazam. It's a what's that called again? A Mandela effect. He was
But hold
never
on.
in a genie movie. Sinbad.
It's so weird because I'm picturing it in my head in like red
Everyone-
But hold on.
pajamas.
Bottom line, Sinbad was in no genie movie.
No, but I'll say that the Mandela effect probably came from the fact that he kind of in the 80s and 90s dressed like a genie on stage. He always had those parachute kind of
Yeah,
pants.
yeah.
But no, he was never in
A genie
a
movie.
genie movie where he
So-
played a genie.
because I
Something-
do remember Shaq as a genie.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
And that was
But this
that
has
was
nothing to do
Shazam.
with this
No.
conversation.
No.
We do sidebars often.
Yeah,
This is
it's
great.
pretty
Okay.
common for
Thank
the
you
dad
for
collective.
clarifying
But
that
that's
for me.
actually that's kind of
Waiting
good
to ask you.
because he talked about Sinbad. Now I'm thinking blank check, and I'm thinking about that video that I just sent you.
Yeah.
So
I saw
something
that
we're-
video before you sent it to me. It is traumatizing.
So
Although that
something-
movie's great though.
It's a fantastic. I love
Go
blank
ahead.
check. Something we're gonna jump into in a couple of episodes. We're gonna jump into like some of the dark side of 90s sitcoms because there was some questionable stuff that happened in the TV that we grew up with.
Yeah, and people might say, "Hey, that does not relate to Dad podcast,"
But it
and
really
we say
does.
it does because it's like,
And it's our
it's
podcast.
it's ours. We'll do whatever the
Yeah.
fuck we
Yeah, I
want.
was gonna say that.
But also, it's the shows we watched as kids, and I'm not such a square or tight father when it comes to the shit my kids watch, but I can imagine that a lot of these things that we watched when we were little slipped by parents who might have been more like strict but didn't realize
So-
and how crazy some of these scenarios
So
are.
you know what?
Sorry, I
Let's-
love this tangent because like
1 second. So like, yeah, well, let's throw that clip of blank check in here right now. We can let you the
Okay,
audience.
I never
decide.
know how we do that. Like I find ways to put it in, but let's just freeze frame while he plays.
So when can I see you again, Shay?
Why don't you give me a call and say about 10 years?
5,
7.
6.
Okay. It's a date.
Cool. Yeah, that was weird.
That was weird.
That was weird.
Shiver didn't freeze frame.
Yeah,
I
he
did.
did.
I didn't move.
Yeah, that's good.
Technically a freeze
That's
frame.
nice. Okay, so you had a natural baby.
Yeah. So then Evan,
how were you-
Max came in. So they're only 20 and a bit months apart.
So how are you feeling though?
I'm feeling fucking fantastic.
How
I
was
got
Chrissy
a beautiful
feeling?
girl. I got a beautiful boy.
Were-
Chrissy's feeling great.
Did the pregnancy go smooth? It was easy.
It was, I believe, smooth and easy. I don't remember anything to talk right home about.
And afterwards, there was no like postpartum. Like it was how
no
was she feeling?
postpartums. No postpartums. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Out of all I'm going to connect this. Out of all the three of the three children you have now,
Yeah.
who would you say is the most difficult?
Max.
So it's funny. I've read something, or maybe I didn't read it. I'm thinking it. But apparently, in my mind,
Yeah.
the most complicated pregnancies usually like yield the easiest kids,
Okay.
and like the easiest pregnancies usually yield like the most difficult kids.
Sounds like witchcraft talk.
It might be, and I may be making it up, but based on what goes on in your house, it seems like that makes sense, right?
Science?
Science.
Okay, cool.
So Max was quick and easy, and then boom.
But so you asked me an unfair question though, like who's the hardest?
Who do you love the most? Is that unfair?
Yeah, that's unfair. No, but he's only the hardest because he's a 3-year-old boy.
It's the age.
Yeah, it's the age. Evan is an absolute tank of a 1-year-old.
How much does he weigh?
He's like 30.
280.
He's fighting at UFC 300 in the heavyweight division.
Let's just put it this way: his 1-year-old weighs more than my 3-year-old.
Not 3.
All
Alice
three.
is 3.
Atlas is 3 in a month,
How much does Alice weigh?
like 25 pounds.
Fuck off.
I swear to God,
My kid would eat your kid.
he would. He'd
Yeah, it
use him as a
looks-
toothpick when he's done
Seriously.
eating the boob.
No, Evan is, I don't know, like pushing like probably like 32 pounds.
That's fucking insane.
But he's the best because he's the biggest personality in the house, I think.
And he's
But
also
was-
the biggest.
Was
so-
he natural though, or no?
No, so he was that third embryo that was just like a neutral embryo, not good, not bad. They couldn't make a reading on it.
Okay.
And
Got
so when we, so after Max, we decided, okay, we want to have that third child, close off the family.
And you have that embryo sitting there. You're gonna
Yeah,
waste it.
so the doctor is like, listen, like you can keep on paying rent
Yeah,
and try
you,
naturally.
what is
and
that? What does that cost?
Is that expensive?
it's not like crazy expensive, but it's you can count it from your bank.
So
Like,
let's talk about dollars. How
I
much
don't
that
remember
cost?
because Chrissy handles.
Are we
all
talking
of
like
it.
$1,000? Are we talking about
No,
like
it's probably
$300?
like-
Probably like 1,500 a year or something like
Okay,
that.
so
I
It's
don't
probably
know.
similar to that core blood stuff that we talked about.
Fucking quarter.
Yeah, because it's just cold storage, whatever it is.
You could have just rented like one of those storage places.
Yeah,
It's
like
freezing in the
Yeah.
winter.
Like Dexter.
yeah.
So the doctor was like, "Listen, just get the embryo out of the way. If it doesn't work out, try naturally, and then because I feel like the other way around. If you try naturally, and then you're like, we'll always
You're
have the
depending
embryo,
on- and you're depending on
the
it.
embryo, right? So
Yeah.
if it doesn't work out, then you're double.
So you went straight to the embryo.
to the embryo, worked out, and the only so you say Evan complication during pregnancy was at a certain period in time in the pregnancy, the placenta was over the uterus.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Common though, I think.
Yeah,
no?
Yeah.
common. But then there's like a degree of scariness,
Got
and then
it.
like a time frame of like.
Wait, so you felt something? You felt an emotion?
No,
Again,
he witnessed Chrissy feeling.
I
okay.
witnessed
Sorry,
Chrissy
phew,
feeling
sorry.
an emotion.
Had to clear that up.
I witnessed Chrissy feeling an emotion, and I supported it 100%.
Okay, you're like
Because
this-
I always knew it was going to work out,
this-
and the placenta moved over, and there was no problem.
Her emotion was valid.
Yeah, there
It was
no
a
problem.
valid emotion.
Valid emotion.
It
Valid
was very,
emotion.
very valid at the time, and it was
Okay.
very relieved that it became a non-issue.
Okay.
Yeah. and hear your baby crying.
There's
It's
happens.
last episode we heard him crying.
It didn't.
And we're
It
like,
didn't.
all right, let's pause. Let's hear if you can hear him. As soon as we like turned the mics and went silent, he stopped.
Yeah,
and
Jess was
looked like
smothering him.
jackasses.
Okay, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, cry it out method, yes or no?
When you're training them to go in their
Yeah.
bed? Yes.
We
You're gonna
haven't-
do
I
cry
don't-
it out?
He doesn't know yet.
He's way too young.
Not now.
No, but-
like when you're going to. A lot
Have
of
you
people
discussed it?
Have you discussed it?
The cry it out method.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
It's like what I do on a daily basis.
Yeah. So then he's probably going to
sit
do
and
it.
cry. Yeah, it's
No.
just let him be.
Let him be.
Just let him
Oh,
choose
you're
his own
fucked for
adventure.
life. Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a trust fund baby doing coke at 13 on his bar mitzvah.
Hey, Asher. We're going to show this at his bar mitzvah.
I love how you assume he's having one of those.
He is.
You're probably gonna DJ it.
I will. And I'm going to charge you up to West.
Hey, God.
Hey, kids, you remember this classic Justin Bieber?
I don't have my dentures. Beaver.
Okay, so
Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Hold on. Bring it back down to earth. Okay, so so you did in IVF for
IVF,
2.
yeah.
Now let me ask these questions,
Go.
okay? Because I don't know what else these
Yeah,
are.
let's do this.
He loves doing this.
Well, because
21
listen, we're trying to educate
21
too.
questions. Let's go.
So there's IVF. So IVF, for those of you that don't know, I'll just say is there's several techniques available to help people with fertility problems when they're trying to have a baby. The egg was removed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eggs.
From the woman's from the woman's ovaries. I hit my
Yes.
mic as I acted out the ovary, and fertilized with the sperm in the laboratory. So nothing is done. It's not like part of it is done. It's all done in the test tube, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is
so they
it-
insert the semen into
So-
the egg.
So do you know?
in
So
a-
what's an I? Do you know what? Let's actually. I'm going to turn this into a quiz. Do either of you? You can
Yeah,
buzz in.
I like this.
What's an IUI?
IUI's inner uterus invasion.
So Chrissy
Listen.
did that first and it didn't work.
Okay, what is
What
it?
is it?
That's when they squirt my cum into her vagina with a turkey baster.
Yeah. So sperm cells are inserted directly into the womb.
Let's just put a disclaimer: we are not doctors, and I'm pretty sure they don't use turkey basters.
It's pretty damn close to a turkey baster.
IUI. Okay, so IUI boosts the chance of pregnancy by placing specifically prepared sperm directly. So it's got to be specific sperm. It's not just the whole load. Like they make sure.
They
it's
may
the same
pick the
time.
best of the best.
The best looking ones.
Also known as artificial insemination, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So wait, so IVF would be like what people call test tube babies?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Gotcha.
I mentioned.
Okay.
So this is. So
I have 2 of them.
So IUI is like half, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's like instead of using the phallic penis, they use a turkey baster. Okay,
I'm never
so
coming to your house for Thanksgiving dinner.
What's ICSI? And if you want me to expand on that, I can tell you.
ICSI New York, Las Vegas.
Yeah, it says here they do it in New York. So it's the intracytoplasmic sperm injection. So how does that differ? Do you know,
I have no idea, no,
Okay,
I'm
so
intrigued.
it's an in vitro process in which a single sperm cell is injected directly into the
best
cytoplasm
one.
of an egg. That's what it is. So this technique is used in order to prepare the gametes for orientation of the embryos that may be transferred to the
You know,
So-
you know what it is?
It's like the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
This is like a Jewish mom introduction
Yeah.
of the egg, and it's like, hey, egg, you got to give
it's-
my son little
meet my
spermie.
one. He's gonna be a doctor.
He's got to be or a lawyer.
Oh
He's
my
gonna be
goodness.
one of them. Okay, so those are the obvious ones, and we're gonna learn more
It's
about
an
other
arranged
processes.
introduction.
But there's also like I looked up on the internet.
Nice.
You can have donated sperm, right?
can?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
You can get
You
that.
can have surrogates.
You donated eggs.
Donated
You're jumping
eggs.
ahead, yeah. And then there's surrogates where Paul, you want to tell us about surrogacy?
Like I think of, the Kardashians
yeah.
and Khloe Kardashian.
Is that how she got pregnant?
She's got the surrogates.
Yeah. So it's basically in vitro.
What does that mean?
It's
She's got,
you essentially have someone carry the
He
baby
knows what the
for
surrogate is.
No, I'm talking. Khloe Kardashian used a surrogate for
Yes.
her children.
Correct,
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Since you know so much about them, was it medical reasons or is it because she just
Medical-
didn't want
medical reasons.
So she didn't want to like.
They tried. No,
I
they
don't want to
tried.
get
They
pregnant.
tried.
Okay.
Do you feel good? You're like, oh, I know so much about the Kardashians.
I
Like,
know
do you feel
so
good
much-
about
He
yourself
thinks
for that?
about it.
I
He
have
thinks
so
about it.
I have so much useless
How do you have the
knowledge.
time? You're so successful in your business. Now you have a baby.
I need to know this stuff to relate to people.
Do you really?
You think
This
the
is out there in the
Kardashians are
ether?
relatable?
Yeah, of course.
I think they're the most unrelatable.
No, I'm saying with people who watch them.
Oh, I see.
Can I do a
it's a-
podcast with James?
Sure.
Like not me and him, like me and him and you guys. He was hilarious at your birthday party. I like that.
Shout out to James in the city.
Yeah, James. Yes, we can. We'll get him on the show.
Bring him now. Call him. We have time. We'll do another freeze frame while we wait for him. Okay, so those are all the ways.
And then
but-
ultimately adoption.
Yeah,
and
and
then
so
adoption.
in a few episodes,
We'll
we're
be
actually
talking
bringing
about
on a special guest, very special guest. We're
Specialer
excited
than
about-
me?
More, yeah. I mean,
Wait,
listen,
come
the
on.
Rock'em Sock'ems are
You're
more special
like
than you.
bottom barrel here.
Yeah,
I'm not
we
gonna take that personally.
We had
should.
nothing planned for tonight, and
It's,
so we
it's
just
opposite day, right, guys?
you were upstairs eating pizza. We told you to come down.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, we're going to talk about the adoption process because at the end of the day, and here's the thing, and I'm sure he'll mention this because I think about this, is that when it's medical, it seems to be in a specific order based
Yeah.
on invasiveness. But when it comes to adoption, that's not the last step. For some people, that's the first thing they want to
Yeah,
do
there's a
because
lot
they
of
believe
people
in that, right?
There's a lot of people who.
You know what I'm wondering? Like I've always wondered,
Oh, here we go.
how does the first in like foundational conversation with the adoption agency or like the adoption like person happen? Like, do they ask you? Like, do you even ask like, what race would you like? Like, is that a
So-
question they
I-
ask?
It's a
You're
good
going to
question.
have to tune back in and
I'm
find out.
I'm so.
That's why we're
interested.
excited to bring this person on because that we don't know.
Oh,
like,
they have an adopted
They
child.
they've adopted
Oh,
a
that's
child,
cool.
and
Yes.
we don't have anyone really in our inner circle who's adopted, or at
No.
least not. I don't.
No,
It's
I
something
don't.
that
So,
it's something that we
I'm curious.
that we talked about if we couldn't conceive, we thought about doing
Yeah.
going the adoption.
I
route.
guess my guess.
Would you
again,
have a
using
preference?
logic-
Like right now, ask like, what kind of baby would you want to have?
Yeah. So no, I wouldn't
No.
because I think that
Just kidding,
if you're
once a
adopting
blessing.
as your first choice, it means that you're very like clearly you're a. I mean, I don't want to say a good person, but like you're a person who has lots of love and empathy to share, right?
Yes.
So you're probably not as particular. If you're a person who needs to use adoption because that's your only choice, then also you're probably just excited that you can have your love and empathy to share. So
Do you
my
think
guess is that they don't give you options at all
No.
when it comes to like
Okay, here,
race
scenario.
or place they're from.
Are you
Scenario.
planning on telling the birth stories to your kids? Like, hey, this is how you were conceived.
I don't think they even would care, would they?
No,
I
some
definitely,
They'll
they'll definitely, yes.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's
100%
something
I'll
that you
tell
bring up
them,
with your kids.
Yeah.
And when would that be? Like, I feel like if you're going to talk about it, it's something to bring up probably like when your kids are probably trying to have kids and maybe they're having a problem and you can talk about it. Like, you're not like, there's no reason why a 15 or 16 year old like you were this way. Cause like,
Yeah.
they're still yours. It's not like adoption, in other words, where it's not biologically yours, where you have to have that conversation at the
Yeah.
right age. But I don't think like the way it
I
happened.
guess I'm thinking about it more like, oh, like mommy and daddy wanted to have you so bad. Like, you know, like we went through a lot of trouble. Like, you know, like you don't tell them the process. But
Well, why
Sure.
put that on their shoulders? Like, why do they need
I
to know
guess
that?
so. I don't know. I just figured with my
It's-
personality,
I would say-
they'll hear
sorry.
me talk about it. I wouldn't really
I would say
feel
the
that I would
only
explain what it
reason
was.
why you might bring it up now that I'm thinking about it at a young age is that so when we taught Joey, because Joey's at an age where she asked questions once and know
Yeah.
about that kind of stuff, and the book we have talks about I think some of those options. I think that when we read it, and if Joey was like IVF or something like that, we would probably say, "Oh, that's how you were born," right? So maybe
Yeah.
in that case, I would bring it up.
In that case,
Yeah.
yeah, like they like so in my mind, it's like you were saying 20. You know, like when they're old enough to understand the science behind how you get pregnant.
Yeah.
Maybe they're 15, 16 or 8. Like
Yeah,
at some
but
point
it's
they're
also-
coming home studying like biology and they are understanding that things can be done in a lab. It's just an interesting
But
point of
they're
I don't know.
true.
it's special, right? Like it's
I think so. Like
you
I think of
tried-
it so positively.
Exactly.
So, like,
it's not.
why
I don't think
wouldn't
it's a
share it with
negative.
them?
I don't think it's a negative thing either.
I don't think they're going to storm out of the house
No, but
being like,
Carson's right. Like, if
I'm a
it-
science experiment.
No,
you know what
but
I mean?
if they're too early, they may not understand the grasp of it.
Yeah,
or-
I think it just
yeah.
comes down to context
Whatever.
more so than like the
Is it
time thing. It's
context?
like context.
Is context?
Did you guys?
Context.
Did you guys?
Just context?
We're
That's it.
giving them
It's
like
gotta be- what's the
a
context?
like word speaking. I can't.
Is this how you're going to raise Asher?
Yeah, exactly.
Go
so did you guys ever figure out what the core issue was? Why you couldn't properly conceive?
No, but
he's
like
Israeli.
well, like I said, you know, we were feeling a lot of pressure trying to get pregnant for the first time, and then when we had the IVF that worked and Harlow was born,
Yeah.
the pressure was off.
So you think it was a stress thing?
I do. I think it was a stress and pressure thing on maybe my part, my body making ugly
timing.
sperm or like
Listen,
whatever
I
it may be,
just-
right? Like,
Yeah, well, it's your batches too, because so with Joey,
Listen, you sneeze and people get pregnant.
well, that's the thing. Joey was the first, like Jamie. We always thought Jamie was gonna have issues because she has a couple of biological things that
Yeah.
could PCOS and
Yeah,
different things
there's
like
a
that.
lot, yeah.
And so we thought there could, and she also wasn't like, she doesn't get her, she doesn't menstruate. She doesn't get her period like on a monthly basis,
Yeah.
even to this
She's
day.
just irregular, or
Super irregular, like sometimes like months.
Yeah,
Sometimes
okay.
I think it's been like a year.
That's
like,
wild.
Crazy shit.
is that a positive thing in her life? Like, is she like, who I don't get?
I
or
think
does
on-
it stress her
It
out?
goes,
Honestly-
it goes both ways.
Yeah, I mean when
Why
I
are you answering for him?
because we finish
it
each
goes
other's
both ways.
because
Sentences,
we finish each other's.
sandwiches. Yeah, and that's how you know we're dads. So does she like it? I think sometimes she's very appreciative that she doesn't have her period on a monthly basis, but I think it causes other biological
How about
issues.
you? Are you appreciative you don't have your period on a monthly
I
basis?
appreciate it.
I think I would be like a monster if I had a period. Like if men had periods,
Yeah,
we
we
would not
couldn't
be able
handle
to
it.
fucking handle it.
No, not at all.
I would be a monster.
Couldn't handle periods.
Be
can't handle
sedated
pregnancies,
for like 6 days.
none of that.
'Cause
So
I remember-
Joey was quick.
Yeah, I remember when you told us about Joey.
Yeah, so my mom, funny enough, I might have said this. Oh, I did say this in a podcast. So I'll quickly scale over it. But my mom said, just check if you're ovulating.
Check if you're ovulating.
Although I told you, my mom says ovulating.
Ovulating, Ovaltine.
Like,
What did I just say?
Nonsense.
Occur?
Yeah, occur. You and my mom would get along.
Love Leslie.
So, and then we went home that night. Boom, worked one time, one shot.
So all you
1
had to do is
second.
just have like a quick look at your mom and then go have
Then
sex.
I got really aroused.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so when
That's a
Sunny
mom issues,
when
bro.
Sunny came along, yeah, I have mom issues. You want to talk about mom issues?
I don't want to talk about
Okay, anything's
my
on the
mom
table?
left me right
So-
before my first child was born.
Okay, we should talk about
On the second child, she booked her flight one day before the due date to
But
leave
we
the
can
country.
we can talk about the age difference
But
between
hold
your
on,
siblings.
hold on a second. We will get into that. But so
Yeah.
the second kid, we thought it'd be very easy and quick, and it wasn't happening. Jamie wasn't showing that it was ovulating, none of that. So we went to. That's the first time we decided to go to a fertility clinic, and that's where she did, I think, like 1 or 2 rounds of the letrozole. If I'm saying that right, I could be.
Yeah, so
way off.
those are
Shots.
hormones
Yeah,
or
the
hormone
hormones.
boosters, yeah?
Yeah, that cause the
Yeah,
eggs
yeah.
to fall, I guess.
I guess,
and
promote
then,
something.
And then we got down, and she was fine. And
You
same
got
thing for
down
Atlas.
and dirty.
And all of you guys had easy pregnancies.
My pony.
They were all easy.
All the 3
no,
pregnancies
Jamie's
were super
horrible.
easy for
Yeah.
me.
Jamie's
I
were
was just
awful. Yeah, for me, I was
I
fine.
felt fine the whole time.
I had to get apple pies from McDonald's a
It
few
was
times for her.
great.
Oh, she had cravings.
She had cravings.
Jess didn't
but
Jess not have
No,
cravings?
Jess didn't have any cravings.
Get out.
Seriously, there was
Really?
like nothing that.
any personality like changes? Because you're closest to the time she was pregnant.
She,
I can't fully remember for Jamie, but
The last couple months were really hard on her, just because
Yeah.
like her legs were swollen. It was
Same with Chrissy.
yeah,
with Evan, it was
we talked about
wild.
that. Yeah, it was just
She was immobile, Chrissy,
Yeah.
for like.
but like
3 or 4
personality wise,
weeks.
did she change at all?
no, not really. No, she was like very emotional, but she's also an emotional person sometimes.
I
so-
was going to say she's also a woman.
yeah, no.
But
So- and we're canceled.
I'm
Edward
way more
canceled.
emotional since I've had kids.
Are you?
Yeah.
So you have one emotion.
Schreiber cried on the phone with
I have
me. the
3
other day.
he
emotions
told
now.
me.
1 emotion for each kid.
Yeah, so you guys just got into. You guys just got into
3 emotions and 3 safeties.
3 safeties on off switch for the emotion regarding the kids.
So
Yeah.
hold on, speaking of emotions, I
Yeah.
told Paul last week.
Yeah, you guys got into a big retailer with your brand that we're not promoting unless you pay us.
Yes.
And
I'll pay you.
and you cried.
No, I wasn't talking about that. That's not the story I was talking about, but you can go on with this.
Yeah,
What?
apparently you cried on the phone.
No. I
Don't deny it. You
No,
cried.
No, it wasn't about that.
not
it
about
was a
that.
trigger.
Yeah.
That was about your son and other sons, and we're not getting into politics stuff. We're not, so we're going to graze right over that.
But my story that
you
I
mentioned,
wanted,
like,
the
yeah.
story that I wanted Trevor to tell, that I
Yeah.
said I'm going to save for this week, was speaking of emotions. Did you get emotional when you went to the store recently and the checkout person pushed the senior citizen discount on you?
Oh, yes.
And tell us what happened
Did
with
we
that.
talk about? We didn't talk
I
about.
started
that.
talking about it and
No,
stopped.
okay,
This is
good.
fantastic.
And stopped because they said
One of the
let's save
best
it.
things that's happened to me recently. So it's like this little local convenience grocery store of fresh produce. Their distributors of produce have great produce and they're very close.
Don't plug them unless they pay us.
Paul is all on the business of this
AJ
podcast.
Lanzarato.
$15,000, please.
Say it again.
AJ Lanzarato.
Another $15,000.
Sidebar. Remember when Mark Cuban was fined? Like I was on stage doing an award show. He swore. Someone came out. He's like, I just found out that I was fined $10,000 for swearing. It all goes to a charity. Fuck yeah! And you just see you get charged again.
Love it.
So same thing.
Kind of.
So you're at a store.
Yeah, I buy a couple of like produce things. go up to the cash.
Yeah.
And this, I don't even know what generation are like 18-year-olds.
Gen Z.
That's a Gen Z.
No, it's like Gen.
I think it's Gen Z still.
Like when, like what's the generation
They're young.
after?
You don't need to Google it.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just
you
gonna
know,
throw your cell
she's
phone
like-
out the window.
Hey, how you
telling.
doing? And I was like, I'm good. How are you? She's like, great. I just want to tell you that we have 10% off for senior citizens over 55 today. And I just look at her and I was like, really?
Did
She's
you,
like, yeah.
did you take it?
And I was like, actually? And she's like, yeah, actually. And I was like, no, but like we're doing this right now. This is what we're doing. And
he
she's like,
threw
yeah.
her
And I was
across.
like, actually, this is happening. What the conversation, but we're having this conversation. She's like, yeah. And like she was so nice about it. And I was like, I'll take the 10%.
So you didn't even defend yourself.
No.
Why?
I was like,
10%?
literally, I'll take the 10%.
Did
Thank
you like limp out? Like your
No.
legs started walking?
I already looked 55 years old to her. I didn't need to limp out.
What, are you sure it's 55?
Yeah, that's
Not
what she said.
65?
55?
55. That's what she
55.
said.
Okay.
Yeah, she said.
So Gen Z is currently 11-year-olds, 26-year-olds.
So what's below 11-year-olds? What generation's that?
Okay.
Generation fucked. By the way, what generation's that?
Generation, you're screwed. Gen Z, I don't know. I mean, I can look that up. It's hard.
They're like, we're-
I don't know. I'll look it up.
So you guys are out of embryos. Are you planning on having a fourth?
Nope, that's it.
That's
See,
it?
And that's the whole condom circling back to that. Is
Okay.
She's just like,
Have
get,
you
Oh
guys
my
have you guys
God.
talked about
You know, like-
talked about birth control? Like, are you're just gonna
yeah,
do
she
the
wants me to
condoms?
get a vasectomy.
Or how do you feel about that?
I don't feel great about it.
No,
No.
why?
Because I don't want to.
Because you're scared of.
Because I'm a fucking child. I just don't want to. I
Yeah.
just don't want to go through that process. I don't want to do it. I'd just rather like risk it. And if we are meant to have another child, then God bless another
But,
child.
that would be a high risk pregnancy.
It would be a high risk pregnancy. She
Why
can
would it
choose
be high
to
risk?
abort
'Cause
if
of
she
age?
wants.
Because
I
of
don't know.
age.
Like I'm just.
I think it's changed.
I may ultimately change my mind, but for now, the condom method seems to work.
So, but vasectomies aren't.
They're reversible.
They
first
are
of all.
reversible, but it is a surgery. It's an uncomfortable thing.
But it's very
It's selfish of
minimally
me.
invasive.
It's just like I'm just
So
being
then-
a
I was-
big selfish man child.
I was on deck to do one, but then Jamie, again, because of her hormonal issues or her PCO, whatever issues she has going on.
Jamie has no issues.
She- whatever
Carson.
biological-
Don't even.
biological speed bumps that she has to overcome hurdles made her have to put in the I said this before, what's that, it's like the
IED.
like one of those, which
IUD.
ends up being like a form of birth control essentially.
Yeah, yeah,
So I didn't have to do it.
Or the
But
sponge.
I don't care to do it because don't forget, Tribe, you're thinking of this all the wrong way. All the wrong way. It's so minimally invasive and it's so quick and easy, but you can drag it out you can say, you know what? And for a week you can stay in your room and relax and say, I'm achy, I'm not feeling good. And now you can finally take
Yeah,
advantage.
that's the natural
You
reward.
do that anyways?
Yeah, that's the natural reward for whenever it happens.
Yeah, so there you go.
It's not a motivator to
So
get
you know
it.
what our kids are all, everyone right now, even though our kids are all, right now, our kids are in Generation Alpha.
I love that.
I thought it was Delta or something. I knew it was like
Oh,
an
I
army
love
term or
that.
something.
2013 onwards is currently Generation Alpha.
I love that.
I think we talked about this the other day. It's pretty wild to me that like our kids are going to look back as we look back at like the
Boomers.
1800s.
Oh, okay, even
being
further.
like our.
I don't think that that's going to be the case because
1900s. Because also
we're
documentation.
exactly. We're so documented. We're going to be part of what they see every day with old videos and stuff that are just going to.
It's true. Like when you look back at that
Yeah.
time, you either A, have a memory, or B, you look at like a black and white video. And of course, technology is going to continuously improve, but you're going to have video footage of daily life as opposed to like a photo album I have from like I'm 1, I'm 7. Like
Yeah.
there's no in
Yeah.
between. So the feeling's going to change for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
So Shive, so you feeling good about being on this podcast today?
Fun.
Yeah?
Fun stuff.
You get to come back?
I don't know if the audience wants me to come back.
We'll
I don't know
see.
if me and Paul want you to come back.
Fuck you and Paul.
What do you think of our new sign?
Oh, hold on, this fell off.
It's okay. Just take a look at this
It's
sign.
no, it's fine. It's no awkward dead air here.
It's live.
Yeah, we're live audience.
It's a nice sign.
Thanks.
How much did it cost?
It's a lot.
Don't you worry about
Like
it.
more or less than $1,000?
It was less.
Less.
It was
Okay,
less.
great.
It was a good deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a good
Okay.
deal. But no, thanks for
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And honestly, I think that thank you for telling your story because I feel probably many dads, and again, maybe I'm wrong, don't understand the processes and the different ways to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And how stressful it can be. Clearly not on you, but on most men and wives.
I want to be on your home invasion episode. I want to be on your immigration episode.
We'll bring you on for all of those.
Okay. I want to be on.
And the baby safeties.
Oh, I want to be on your parents leaving you when you're an adult episode.
So all your issues.
So just unpack all my issues.
All right, and where and okay, so we can do that, and so Paul, based on all these episodes he wants to be on, where can other people find these episodes?
We're launching right now. I was just like, where is this going here?
You don't need to point out about
No,
where it's going.
it's
I'm
fine.
gonna get you there, baby bear.
Yeah,
You just
sweet.
fucking choo and enjoy the ride.
So if you choose to listen to podcasts, you can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, all the listening podcast stuff.
Yeah.
You want to watch us, and if you are watching us on YouTube, don't forget to smash that like button, hit the subscribe, hit that little bell so you know when we upload. And make sure you send us a little comment. Let us know what you think. If you've had any problems conceiving, we want to hear your stories. We want to be in touch with you guys. So leave us a little comment. And
Yeah,
don't forget
well,
to rate the episodes.
Rate the episode, and yeah, if you're having struggles, we'll give you Schreiber's contact, and he'll be happy to talk
Oh, I
to you.
help you. I give you safeties. 1, 2, 3,
He's got
ABC.
Just, I don't know what that means.
He's
but
got you covered. And on that note, I'm Daniel,
I'm Paul,
and this is
Daniel.
on the.
Dad Collective Podcast.
That was very wordy, but it works.
It does. Thanks for joining us, guys. We love you, and thank you.
Thank you.
I like you. I'm not sure if it's love yet.
No, we're working on it.
We'll see you next one.
The